All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Sunday. How's everybody doing? We're doing all right. Doing all right here in Boston. Having a beautiful weekend. Beautiful weekend. Yeah, a little thunderstorm action here and there, but kind of felt like summer. Early summer here in the spring. But that's how it goes in New England. I hope everything's great where you guys are. Meanwhile, we got Dogecoin's kind of stuck right now. I was going to put stuck in the title, but then I thought, yeah, nobody outside of the regulars here are going to understand what that means. Kind of an inside joke, but you guys know what I mean. Stuck. Yes, Doge is a little stuck, but so I didn't put stuck in the title, but stuck, yes. And the reason I did that was because this article comes out today that says Dogecoin price remains stuck. And I just thought, that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to use that. But you guys would know what I mean when I say stuck, because, you know, that guy, he was predicting 2-cent Dogecoin. 2-cent Dogecoin. We haven't seen him. We haven't seen him in a week now. So, yeah, you know. But Dogecoin was doing well above 18 cents there. But if you recall, let me get this auto here. But if you recall, on Friday afternoon, we were kind of saying, you know, watch out for the weekend. If you guys were here on Friday afternoon, I was like, watch out for the weekend. Volume would be down. Perfect time for the market makers to drop the price to take out leveraged longs. Remember that? That was Friday, right? And we looked at the heat map, and the heat map, I mean, back on Friday, we were looking at 1752 for some big leveraged longs. And so yesterday, they took those out. I was like, okay, they took those out. Where's it going to go from here? And it has just continued to drop down. And I highlighted this morning, I was looking at where's the next leverage. And at that time, there was a lot of leverage around 1720, 1725. And I was watching the charts like I always do, right? Got up this morning and we had this dip down right here to 1725. And I was going to, all right, I'm going to buy some Doge this morning, right? I'm ready to buy. You've got some buying power on Robinhood because I got paid for my interest because I have Robinhood Gold and I had a crap ton of money sitting there until April 15th, till I needed to pay the tax man. And so that generated a lot of interest. Plus I had a little bit other still left over buying power. And I went to buy at 1725. And if you did a market order, it would have filled at 1737 on Robinhood. And I was like, I'm not going to buy at 1737. So I decided I'll just set a limit order. And I'll set a limit order to 1725. And if the price comes down and hits it, great, I got some more Doge. And if it doesn't, and the price just moves on up, hey, I'm still a winner, right? I'm still a winner. That was my thinking. And this morning, the price moved up over 1740. And I was like, okay, that's good. I went on and did my thing. And then early this afternoon, I get the notification that my limit order hit. My limit order hit. And so, of course, I posted it here on X here. Hey, Kriss, your limit order to buy 3,400 Doge was filled, $586. Right. So yeah, I submitted it this morning. It filled this afternoon. 1725 was my limit price, but of course the actual price came all the way down to 1715. Because on Robinhood, as we were explaining in detail on Friday, because somebody was asking again about limit orders and why they're not getting their price that they want on Robinhood, went through all of that, and it played out again this morning. That's their fee, right? No fee trading, but big spread between bid and ask. And I was like, okay, it filled. So maybe that's the bottom here on this dip on a Sunday. And then the rest of Sunday here, we turn around and we go up higher and Kriss wins again buying on the dip, right? Or conversely, there could still be weakness in the market through tonight. Don't know what's going to happen with stock futures when they open up in a few hours. If they're red, we could see Bitcoin and crypto drift down a little lower tonight. So we will be watching that. But right now, this limit order buy that I made here is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. So people wondering about me and what I'm doing. And I'm like, I told you guys, I will continue to buy Dogecoin on the dips. I'm not buying other stuff. I'm not buying Fartcoin. I'm not buying virtuals, although virtuals is up again. And I made a post on X about virtuals this morning because I've been looking at it. It looks interesting, but I'm not buying it after it goes on a 200% run. That's not the time to buy on a 200% run, right? You wait for the dips. And if I miss out and it keeps going higher, well, so be it. Then I miss out. But my money's on Doge. So I bought more Doge. So that's what that was all about. Meanwhile, though, Dogecoin price remains stuck. Whale accumulation, though, continues. What is this? The Dogecoin price has consolidated in the past few weeks. The price is about 36% above the lowest level from this year. So that was that 13-cent Doge. We're up 36% in the last month. Did you know that? We're up 36% in the last month on Doge. And on-chain data compiled by Sentiment shows that large investors have continued to accumulate Dogecoin. That's right. Doge holders with between 1 million and 10 million coins have increased their holdings from 10.3 billion in March to 10.5 billion today. That's a 200 million Doge increase. Similarly, large holders with between 100 million and 1 billion coins have increased their positions from 23.4 billion in March to 25.5 billion today. Whale accumulation, especially in a bear market, is seen as a positive catalyst for an asset. Now, I'm not saying we're in a bear market. They said bear market. I'm like, no. Bearish, yes. Bearish tendencies, not looking great. However, what do we see when we see this big cup and handle? That's right. And I'll show you Alan's chart, right? Big cup and handle, right? When you're at the bottom of the cup, good time to buy. And then when you're at the bottom of the handle, the next good time to buy. So when I look at Dogecoin and I go to this chart, and I got to go out a little bit further, I'll show you this this yellow line in a minute. But when we see, whoa, yeah, it's going to be hard to show this because we haven't seen the whole cup play out yet. But it was close to playing out. A big cup and then this handle here. And we thought this thing last week, this Wednesday drop here, when we went down to 16.99 was going to be the dip, right? And then this morning I was like, well, here's another chance, because we always get other chances. And I didn't believe that we'd hit 16.99 again. So that's when I bought. Overall, Dan Crypto says, looking at Bitcoin, slow weekend where we've mostly seen Bitcoin bleed down as positions have been closing out. Again, what did I say on Friday at the live stream? I said, the weekend isn't looking good. It's going to be low volume, low liquidity, perfect time for the market makers to push the price down and take out leveraged longs. Said that on Friday. Well, Bitcoin as well. Same thing happened. If price trades like this, that would mean we open up with a small gap above to 97K tomorrow. These gaps have generally been getting closed within 1 to 3 days, so it can be useful to keep an eye on it. So Bitcoin down to 95.4. Right now it's sitting at 95.6 for Bitcoin. It's looking like Bitcoin's starting to turn around here as well. That's on the 4-hour chart. We'll zoom in a little closer. Yeah, see, Bitcoin's coming back now. So time for Doge to curl up as well. So that's what Dan Crypto's saying is probably in the next couple days, Bitcoin's going to be right back up at 97K. So this is the dip, guys. This is the dip. If you're looking to buy Bitcoin, 95.4, pretty good price. We had a dip a little earlier down to about 95.2, but you get the picture. Meanwhile, Trader Allen's like, how about ETH? What about ETH? Because we talk about Bitcoin dominance, right? And Bitcoin dominance continues to go up. I made a post on X also today as I was going through. It's like Bitcoin dominance is just, I mean, look at this Bitcoin dominance chart. So I've been playing with these blocks, and these are 1-week blocks on a daily chart. This is a pretty cool little indicator about momentum, are these blocks. And we look at the blocks on the Bitcoin dominance chart. And what do we see? We see consecutive weeks of Bitcoin dominance in the green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 consecutive weeks of green blocks on Bitcoin dominance. That means ETH has been failing and alts overall have been failing against Bitcoin. So that's the narrative still overall in crypto is Bitcoin still rules. But I saw that this morning. I was like, that is a fascinating chart. Was just how dominant Bitcoin has been over the past 2 months. And as I said, go shut this thing off. Bitcoin dominance touching 65%. That is the narrative. Capital is crowding into Bitcoin while sidelining alts. Historically, this Bitcoin dominant level acts as both a warning and a setup. Altcoins usually slump as dominance climbs, of course. A sharp pullback from this zone could signal a new alt season. A lot of people calling for Bitcoin dominance to top at 65% now, and then alt season to take off, which is why there's a lot of attention on ETH right now. But sentiment right now is all about conviction in Bitcoin, with institutions, retail, and now governments buying Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETFs. Alt holders are waiting while new altcoin buyers are on the sidelines. That is still happening. There's not a big conviction of buying alts yet. Altcoin buyers on the sidelines, causing fresh lows on many alt charts until Bitcoin either stalls or new money arrives. Quantitative easing, is that coming? Tax cuts, are they coming? What could trigger an alt rotation? Watch for dominance rejection signals and inflow spikes. History says that's when altcoins finally start to move. So Dogecoin not only is fighting like for its own position, but the narrative is still all about Bitcoin, with money still more flowing into Bitcoin than we do for others. So that's the Bitcoin chart, all those greens. But ETH is this chart. So this is these are the blocks on the ETH chart where it's been mostly red. We've had 2 greens in a row now for ETH, but it was mostly red. So ETH has been hurt. And then I did the same for Dogecoin and looked at the Dogecoin blocks, which is this one. Boop, 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 boop. And there's the Dogecoin one, very similar to ETH. So Bitcoin dominance remains strong. ETH and Doge remain weak compared to Bitcoin. There's not a conviction yet of a turnaround in alts. Again, didn't stop me from buying Dogecoin on the dip, though, this morning, because I felt on where we are right now this weekend with the weakness in the market, the liquidations happening, right? And maybe they come and they drop Doge further to 1710, 1709, 1705 even right now on the heat map. These are new leveraged longs that were being made every time Doge just dropped a little lower from 17.5 to 17.4 to 17.3, right? More new leveraged longs are being created, but now those are at risk. Meanwhile, we got a bunch of shorts up here because at the same time as the price is going down, new shorts are coming in and they're trying to short Dogecoin down. And I'm like, hey, let's go get some of these shorts. Let's do that, right? So Trader Allen's, he's looking at ETH and he's saying, look, ETH could be starting a recovery phase with a pullback, and then impulsive phase comes next. Very similar to what ETH did last cycle 4 years ago. 4 years ago, ETH did the same thing. A downward corrective phase in the bear market, started to pull up, got rejected, and then took off. Could that happen again? If you want to know about ETH, again, I had a whole series of posts on ETH this morning as well. I'm not going to get into it all here, but if you're interested, see my post on ETH this morning on X. And I looked at the ETH narrative because, again, a lot of people think Ethereum, still the second largest cryptocurrency, is going to be what turns the Bitcoin dominance around. Personally, I still think ETH is hurting because It's no longer a proof of work cryptocurrency. All the miners have left. No support for ETH there anymore. So ETH has to stand on its own in terms of its smart contracts, but it still has gas fees. It still is kind of slow. I don't know if we're going to see this big ETH comeback. So that's where we are right now. That doesn't stop Trader Allen from saying, hey, here's Doge with its big cup and handle. Now, he's taken a few liberties with this cup, right? Taking a few liberties, but I guess it's kind of a cup. And we're in this kind of handle pattern with kind of the second dip, like I said. And so I bought it on the second dip here. Bought on the second dip. I didn't have my money last week when Dogecoin dropped to $16.99 because I had to wait for the end of the month to get paid by Robinhood for my interest and my Robinhood Gold. So I bought this morning. So that's my thing. But yeah, kind of a cup and handles. Certainly when you draw a green line and you color it in like Alan did, it looks a lot more like a cup than the actual price action. But hey, I get it, right? I get it. And Alan is like, also, Dogecoin repeats a chart pattern, falling wedge, similar to just before the last pump on the 4-hour chart. And here we go again, falling wedge. We have an oversold position on the stochastic RSI. We have a crossover happening here, oversold, meaning the next move should be a recovery back up. And I'm fully expecting Dogecoin to reclaim 18 cents. What's going to cause that to happen? Most likely it's just going to be Bitcoin turning around, as we saw on Dan Crypto's CME open chart here, saying this move down on Bitcoin is only because of the weakness in volatility, or the weakness in volume and liquidity for the weekend trading to take out leveraged longs. And now it's going to turn back around. And we're going to see that this weekend, or this week. We zoom out. Alan takes a look at Doge, 4-year cycles again. He's broken down each cycle into 3 stages, which is the bear, first recovery, second recovery. Second 4-year cycle, bear market. And then we had a first run and a second run. Okay, happened in 2017, happened in 2021, then 22 into 23, bear market, that's stage 1. Stage 2 has the first rally, that's what we had last November. Stage 3 is still coming. Let's go. Stage 3. Let's go. Let's do this. So that's what I got for today, guys. Look, overall, yeah, it's a Sunday. It was a slow weekend. We had a good week of trading last week. I told you on Friday, the weekend doesn't look good, right? You guys that were here on Friday. I hate saying that. I hate predicting the price is going to go down. But I also, kind of like will gloat a little bit on it. I told you so. I don't usually say that, but I told you so. Now at 17:52 on Saturday, I wasn't ready to buy yet because I was looking at the weakness going into Sunday, and I was like, it's still weak to me. I'm going to wait. And so I waited and waited and waited, and there's where I bought. So that was me. That was me. Leafs or Panthers, K-Mac? Oh, Panthers all the way. The Leafs are going to totally choke like they always do. The Leafs will choke unless Austin Matthews has just an incredible, outstanding series against Florida. But Florida knows how to play in the playoffs. The Panthers know how to play. They grind it out. Because I've watched them with Boston. Boston every year. Boston can beat the Leafs. They can't beat the Panthers. So, K-Mac, that's my take. You asked, I answered. Yeah, the Clippers, Ryan. Yeah, Harden. I would never want that guy on my team. I would never want him on my team. Joke. Yep. Joke. All right, so that's where we are. Let me catch up. Yeah, I'm a typical Bruin fan, exactly. We can beat the Leafs, can't beat the Panthers. So you asked me, I gave you my answer. If you don't like it, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I know. Bruins just and Bruins cannot draft well. They just pick losers. So again, that's where we are. Let me scroll up here on the chat and see what's going on here. A lot of people having fun with the emojis. A lot of fun with emojis here in the chat. Isabella says, I hate the market makers. Yeah. Yeah. If I use the word stucked, Ryan, people would say, oh, he doesn't even know English. Nope, I don't know English. We are all stucked. Yeah. Hey, Victor, how you doing? Red Bull, yeah, we are rigged as well. Rigged as well. Good afternoon, N. How are you? Artie also bought $500 of Doge on the dip, and look at the price turning back up already. That's looking like a pretty tasty dip there. Little tasty dip. Jay, how are you? I am not tired of winning yet, Ryan. I'm continuing to win. I'm continuing to win. I'm already a winner this cycle, and the cycle is continuing. I'm a winner. Boston Bruins aren't a winner. Absolutely not. But I am. But I am. I know, 36%, Ryan, in the last month. Doge is up 36%. So much winning, more to come. Absolutely. Much money for much treats. We like treats. We do like treats. Great things coming, as Monica says. ETFs are coming. We talked about them extensively last week. If you guys have any questions about the ETFs, let me know. But I did have a whole video on the ETF specifically last week. What's going on with Doge ETFs, as well as on X. I did a very long post on X last week in detail about the Doge ETFs. So take a look at that. And then, of course, House of Doge and Such Pay coming. Yep, it's coming. You're wasting your time, comes in packages. Well, a year ago, Dogecoin was not at 17 cents. So I will say that. Can you explain what Bitcoin dominance of 65% impacts alt season? Yeah, so essentially that chart on Bitcoin dominance is essentially pointing to how much more Bitcoin is being bought than other cryptos. If the Bitcoin dominance continues to go up, that means there's more buying of Bitcoin on a percentage basis than there is all the other cryptos, because the Bitcoin market cap is going up higher than all other cryptos. So, as I pointed out, that just means there's uncertainty still in the market, and the buyers aren't willing to go all in on alts yet until this huge momentum in Bitcoin dominance slows down. I thought 60%, which is this orange line down here, I thought that was the target. That's what Ben Cowan, right into the cryptoverse, was saying, 60%, 60%. Well, we hit the 60%, kind of fuddled around with it for a while. And then a couple months ago, Bitcoin dominance just took off even higher. Now, again, as I mentioned in my post here, a lot of it is on the backs of institutions, governments, companies buying Bitcoin. The ETFs, again, buying Bitcoin. That is the strength of Bitcoin. That's what's going on. Harry, you don't have to use that language. I told you all, because this isn't about you, right? In the chat, it's not about you. I told you a lower price would come, and a lower price did come. People are here to listen to me, not you. I also said it's going to be a boring summer with Doge. Yep. But we're going to have dips along the way. And when you get a buying opportunity, you look for those dips and you buy. ETH, I'm not buying ETH, KMAC. I still have some ETH left. Obviously, I've lost so much versus Bitcoin by having that ETH, but I held it. It was staked. I continue to accumulate ETH with having it staked. But there are some who are like all in on ETH now, and they're buying ETH on these dips. I just don't see ETH like making a huge run. Harry, the price of Dogecoin is not all about Dogecoin, right? The price of Dogecoin is influenced by the entire crypto market, which is why I talk about Bitcoin, I talk about Ethereum, I talk about Bitcoin dominance and alt season, because all of it plays into how Dogecoin will trade. So yes, you do want to know about ETH. It's very important to understand how ETH is trading, and also the narrative that I've been talking about, Dogecoin being proof of work, but ETH used to be proof of work, used to have all of that miner support, and now it doesn't. ETH doesn't have the miner support anymore, which is another reason I'm saying Dogecoin is better than ETH, and Dogecoin is the coin that's actually going to lead alt season. It's going to be Doge, not ETH. So it is important to talk about ETH. It's important to know about ETH. So, and you're waiting to buy Doge under 10 cents. Hey, everybody, congratulations. Harry has now joined the crowd of the under 10 cent Doge buying, meaning you're going to get stuck not having any Doge, because Doge is not dropping below 10 cents this cycle. Just shows how much of a clown you are. God, you're not paying attention. You don't see what's going on. You don't see what's going on. So, Doge will go on a run when we least expect it. Niels is correct. That's how Doge works. Doge starts running, the FOMO kicks in. You can't predict it. And XRP, ETH, money pits. Can you make money on them? Probably a little bit, but that's not going to be where the big money is. The big money is not going to be in XRP and ETH. I did just buy, Harry. You missed that at the beginning of the stream. I did just buy more Doge down here. Dude. Oh, you're going to take a big dump tomorrow? I hope you do. I hope you do. My May prediction video is not 18 cents. I don't have a new prediction. No. 18 cents for this week, but not for the end of May. Nope. Thank you, Weather Girl. Appreciate the support. Everybody like and subscribe. Appreciate it. Yeah, Harry 3.0. Or you can call him Harry 2.duh. 2.duh. Or 3.duh. I'll do that one. You're going to represent the Hurricanes? I don't know how good they are this year. 4 years ago, it all seemed like a gamble, and look at us now. MB picked up a little more Doge. David, hey, I'm doing great. How are you? $25 here. I was going to buy lottery tickets, but hey, why not some Dogecoins instead? I like that. I like that. CDC likes the Panthers because he likes cats. MB bought another $100. Jay bought another $145. Oh, you like the Leafs too? Get like a both. Demi bought Doge on the dip. Bonk isn't always pumping, Beeb. It has been going on a nice run, yes, but not always pumping because it has pulled back quite a bit. Now, this afternoon, nice little pump right there, but zoom out and you'll see from the 28th, when it was up here at 21, it went down 27% on the pullback. So 27% on the pullback here. And that was over, that's the last week. So bad week for Bonk. A bad week. Yeah, this is starting a little recovery right here, right? This is why we zoom out and we don't get all locked in on the present trading. It went down 27%. And even if we look at the daily, right, it's still down 1.5% on the day. So it's the same as Doge, down 1.5% for the day. Yeah, this is a nice little recovery. Did you buy on the dip here at 15.75? If not, then I can't help you. What's up, Blake? I have no idea what Zerbro even is, so I picked Doge. Zerbro, whatever it is, KMAC, might go on a little run. You make some money and then sell before it drops back down because inevitably something with the name of Zerbro is going to dump. It's going to dump. Every week there's something new that decides to dump. Bonk and Pepe are stuck. I was just listening to Kriss in the grocery store. What did I learn? I learned that I can't multitask. Didn't hear a word you said. Hey, DB, I know how you feel. I am not a good multitasker at all. I'll be clued in on something. Someone will be talking to me. I'm looking at them. I know they're saying words, but none of it is registering because my mind is somewhere else. I can't multitask. I just sold my house to buy the dip. Danny, I hope that's a joke. Hey, Bruce. I'm going all in on BTCD. I said that last week. I was like, we all should have been buying Bitcoin dominance. Where can I buy some of that? That's what we should be buying, is Bitcoin dominance. Harry N6N. If you have a big Dogecoin bag, then what's your beef? I mean, really, what do you have stuck up your arse right now? I don't get you, man. If you got a big Dogecoin bag, you should be celebrating Dogecoin, not giving me and people in the chat a hard time. Man. Totally. Mark my words, he says. All right, buddy, I'll mark your words. It's here on the screen, saved forever as a video on my YouTube channel. Mark my words. I have a feeling that's going to be a new saying on this channel. Everybody, remember that. Mark my words. Mark my words. All right, buddy. Oh. Yeah, Taco Bell. That's the big dump, isn't it? I'm like, man, I cannot go into a Taco Bell. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'll pay a little extra to do Chipotle any day than Taco Bell. Man, I guess if I had to clean out my system, maybe, right? Because then I'd take a big dump, right? Got to clean out your system. Go get some of that Taco Bell. Tony T, how you doing, man? I heard the month of May is going to crash. Dogecoin has already shown a bearish divergence on the monthly candle. How low can we go? Well, Tony, I have a video for you to watch on my channel. Just go to the old KrissPax channel after the live stream, of course. Go to videos, just click on videos there, and take a look at my Dogecoin May price prediction video right there. Look, watch that video right there, and you will see what I say about the month of May, because I put it all into one video. 15 minutes of your time. You can even speed it up to 1.5x, maybe even 2x if you're like, you want to pick it up quick. But take a look at that video right there. That is my May price prediction. And I'll give you a little hint. It's not going to crash. Not going to crash. Will there be a pullback in May? Yes, there will be a pullback in May. You'll find out when in that video. To be fair, it can go down. Yes. Timing the bottom, tough to do. You got to pull the trigger. Every once in a while, you got to pull the trigger. And so I did this afternoon. I pulled the trigger and bought some more Dogecoin. Is this the bottom of the month of May? Maybe, maybe not. But I just felt after this downward trading, which I predicted on Friday, right? It was going to come down on the weekend. I was like, okay, this looks like about it. Time to turn around. And so I bought. Is that the bottom? We'll see. But to me, it looked like a good bottom. Charles thinks it's going to go lower than the 16s. Oh, it's going to go a little bit lower to the high 16s. You think we're going to hit 16.99 again? Harry, you think you have fans? Do you have fans? I don't see any. I'll buy the dip. Right. Bonk is up 50% in a month. Dogecoin's up 36% in a month. All right. You can compare all you want, dude. It's just hey, Aussie. See, it's already Monday where Aussie is. So your week is starting. And we're still hanging out on a weekend here. Still a weekend here. Hey, Aussie. David, Vision Pulse, he does his thing. I do my thing. It's not a competition. If people are into that kind of thing, that's what, you know, whatever floats your boat, whatever you like. Say and Sui. I used to hold both of them until I sold in January and took my profits. All along, I've always said Sui was going to be the winner. And if you remember, from a year ago, actually more than a year ago, I predicted Sui would be a top 10 coin. Top 10. Remember? Well, it's probably about almost 2 years ago. Now, I predicted Sui would be a top 10 coin. And here it is, number 11 right now. So close. At the time, it was like 65th or something. And I said, watch out for Sui. And I bought a bunch. I sold it in January, took my profits, made big profits on Sui. I still hold a little bit in the KrissPax DCA portfolio, but my big bag of Sui, I've already sold, taken profits, and bought the house. Great project. Say I've never been completely, I haven't really researched it enough to see what the long term is for Say, but I think, again, Sui's the big winner. It's just that now you're buying Sui and it's already number 11. As opposed to 2 years ago when it was number 65. And that's when I was saying, buy Sui. Now, you know, it's got an $11 billion market cap now. It still has token unlocks that happen. That's going to be huge. So I don't think you're going to get quite the same returns, but still probably could do well. I'll say that for Sui. Mark my words. Exactly, Bruce. Buy bonds. We'll never forget that one either, will we? Buy bonds. How is that? How has that worked out? Buy bonds. I'm a vegetarian, mark my words. How many years has it been since you had a Taco Bell? I know, I have not been there. Long time. Mars, do you have a reserved table at the Dollar Doge party? Sure, why not? For the OGs, right? We'll have a reserved table for the OGs. This is the imposter bottom. Okay, Harry, whatever. I know there's joke setups all over. What's the market doing tomorrow? Kittles, that's a great question. I'm waiting to see how the futures open up tonight on the stocks and see what the sentiment is out there based on the weekend's events. Right now, it's like, I don't know. I think overall, it's probably going to be an okay Monday. I mean, there's a lot of anticipation for the Fed. You know, FOMC is Wednesday. Again, I don't think the Fed's going to lower interest rates. So I think it's a big nothing burger, but everyone's going to go all excited about it because Trump says lower rates. Powell's not going to lower rates. Again, fear of what tariffs may do to prices will keep the Fed from lowering the interest rates. And I've been saying that for over a month. And I've been very consistent on that the May FOMC meeting is going to be a big nothing burger. But people are going to get all freaked out about it. There's going to be some volatility on the trading on Wednesday afternoon. Again, I'll be watching Tom Crown live on Wednesday afternoon during the FOMC because Tom does a great live stream. And then I'll then be on at 4 o'clock after it just to see what the fallout is. Because I do my live streams at 4 o'clock. But I'll be watching Tom Crown at 2 because he's a lot of fun to watch during those FOMC events. Right. I'm buying Doge under 10 cents. I'm going to sell my house if Doge goes under 10 cents. Yeah. All I have said about Vision Pulse are 2 things, John Jones. I haven't said anything about the people that watch Vision Pulse. I've said 2 things. 1, he talks a lot about Dogecoin, but he doesn't hold any. And 2, he's getting out of crypto. He's very negative. He doesn't cover the news. He just looks at charts and tells stories. I don't know what people get out of his live streams other than, I don't know. But that's all I've said. I don't have anything about the people who watch VP's live streams. I don't care how you spend your time. If you want to spend your time watching VP, go for it. I don't care. Maybe you get something out of it. Hey, Charlotte. My weekend's been great. How was yours? How was business this weekend? Hope it was good. We had a lot of fun. Enjoyed the nice weather here in Boston. Had a few rain showers that came through. These little thunderstorms, feeling kind of summery. Going to cool off tomorrow. It's the weather. Overall, though, we had fun. Good time. I know. Can you believe we have the actual DB Cooper in the chat? You're just an idiot, Harry. You're just an idiot. Thank you, Mars. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Queen Charlotte, of course. I will not be live during the Fed meeting. I'll be watching Tom Crown. I'll be on after at 4 o'clock, and we'll cover the aftermath. May 8th, market collapse. Is this another mark my words moment? Mark my words. Market collapse on May 8th. Mark my words. All right, Eric. And are you going to be here when it doesn't? Oh, Charles, getting in on Swift coin. Getting in on Swift coin. Oh, I can't put the I in there. There we go. Do, 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 do. You got in for, yeah, just above 1 cent. Yeah. This is on Coinbase, low volume. There's just not a lot of trading on this thing. We were marking this before. We've got some lines on the chart here. It's from a while ago, though. I used to own some of this. Yeah, I bought at point. Yeah, I bought Swift at 0.003 last year. I don't have it logged on here when I sold it, though. I don't see my little red circle. But if it was also on February 1st, that means I sold it at 4 cents. I sold it right in here. So yeah, I made a 10x on Swift. 0.003 up to 4 cents. I didn't have a lot of it, but that was a good return. 10x on Swift coin. Yep. Not too bad. Good luck with Swift. See if it goes on a on another run. It could. It very well could. Do you have a French friend visiting? You're going to be speaking French? You two going to be speaking French in the UK? And everybody's going to give you nasty looks for talking in French? I don't know what arc block is, but good luck with it. Sally's dream is in Dubai. Oh, David, I mean, VP says he doesn't make any money. And he says he's broke, and he's been in crypto for 7 years, and he says he's broke. And I'm like, how can you be in crypto for 7 years and be broke? I'm just like, I don't know. You're trapped in the future. I know, right? How is it over there on Monday? How's Monday looking so far? Let us know. Let us know how Monday looks. Manuel thinks that May will be red, June will be somewhat green, but July is going to be pure greenness. I like that. Greenness. Let's give us a greenness July. That was one of those Trader Allen charts. Was was a greenest July. This one right here. This is the greenest July chart from Trader Allen. He's like, yep, it's all set up for a greenest July for Doge. And I'm like, yeah, maybe October. But he's saying July. I mean, I'll take it. I don't see it, but I'll take it. But Manuel, that's what Allen has got right here. He's got a greenest July. This is like 75-cent like greenest July. Like, okay. Had to work 7 days straight. Another 7 to go. It's 44 centigrade there. That's hot. That is hot, hot, hot. Man. Yeah, I couldn't do that. Dubai. 44. It's a dry heat though, right? It's a dry heat. It's like Las Vegas, right? Las Vegas in the summertime when it's 110, 112, 116, every day. Dry heat though. What was Dogecoin price a few months after post-COVID? I don't know. You'll have to tell me when you mean, D community. You have to tell me when you mean, because COVID went for a long time. Anybody buying the bear market would look like a genius in the bull market. So Harry, exactly, dude. Where were you at the end of 2022? Going into the beginning of 2023, when I was making wealth building videos and putting all of my money into crypto, of which I then profited over $2 million over the past 2.5 years. So I could buy this house for cash. So call me a genius, please. Come on, say it. Say it. Harry, say it. Kriss is a genius. Come on, say it. Say it, dude. Kriss is a genius. Because that's exactly what I did. And I got the videos to prove it. If you go back on my channel 2.5 years, you'll see all those videos and what I was doing. Come on. Genius. Because that's exactly what I did. Right what you're saying right there. You're an asshole. God, you're a fucking asshole. Man, what a jerk. You're such a jerk, dude. God. Oh. I DCA'd into Doge 12 times in April. Buying on the dips. That's the way to go. Everything in French for 5 full days. Red wine, cheese, arrogant, do it all, right? Just play it all up. Go totally French. Exactly. No, he didn't, David. He said he missed out on a $190,000 house on Myrtle Beach. It wasn't a $3 million house. It was a $190,000 house. You don't think I know what's going on, dude? Not buying a $3 million house. He doesn't have that kind of money. Thanks for all the hope fuel. It's more than just hope fuel, Lego. More than hope fuel. 20% humidity? Yeah, I would say that's pretty dry. Picked up some Doge and some Jasmine. Jasmine's not been doing great. 1.6 cents. Oh, nice little recovery here this afternoon. But Jasmine had started to move, and then it pulled back. But still holding way above a penny. Still holding above a penny. Yeah, that's right. I take all of my investment advice from my cat. We'll see you, Sally's Dream. Have a good week. Check in when you can. Let us know how things are going in hot Dubai. Yes, the cat was behind it all. Exactly. Krispy Kreme. Donuts. Aussie. Donuts. Mr. Kittles, not genius at all. Buying Dogecoin. So we looked at this on Friday. I made $600,000 profit in Dogecoin. So $600,000 in profit. And I didn't sell it all. I still have over 450,000 Doge. But I sold over 2 million Dogecoin for $600,000. A little over, about $650,000 in Doge. That was about a little under a third of all of my profit. Because I made profit on Jasmine, I made profit on Sui, I made profit on Cardano, I made profit on Aave. I mean, almost all of it was in profit because I am the genius who bought at the bottom of the bear market and then cashed out in January on most of my crypto because my goal was to buy a house for cash and not have a bank mortgage. And we did that. And we're now living very comfortably in this house with no mortgage. Achievement unlocked. For those that don't know. Achievement unlocked. A CrissPaxian victory. Exactly. Oh, there's the cat. You're now in the chat. Yes, it's all the cat. Oh, that's hilarious. Hilarious. What's up, Steven? How are you? I know, right? Working. Like I say, and my whole wealth building videos and live streams that I did was all about having one job. And then your second job isn't a job, but it's building a business. It's doing something for yourself, grinding on those other 5 to 6 hours a day when you're not working. It's like doing something and setting it up for yourself. You can work 2 jobs, yes, but then you're working for the man, right? Twice, double, instead of for yourself. Personally, what I did was I had my main job, but the second thing was what I was building for myself. And I went through all of that detail before on what I was doing and how I built up this, my digital side business, which eventually went into swing trading stocks, which led into crypto, which led into YouTube and all of that. And I still make money on all that other stuff, the domains, the teaching products. I still get paid for all of that work that I did years ago. I know. VP's broke. He says it. I don't know how I don't know how you build or buy a $3 million property on Myrtle Beach if you're broke. Sometimes I got to break out the receipts, DB. Christian, you picked up some Doge today too? Yep. It's a dip. Nope, there will not be a rate cut in this week's FOMC meeting. I've been saying it for months. Hasn't changed. Post-COVID, 2021, 2022 was the first time I tried. Fell in love with Doge. Yeah, probably around 9 cents. Yep. Summer of 22, it dropped down to 5 cents. By the end of 22, it was back up to 7 cents. So it's about when you bought. There were a few little spikes in there, here and there, like when Elon bought Twitter and Doge spiked up to like 15 cents and then got shorted back down. There was some up and down action there. So, will we ever get $2 Doge? I hope so, K-Mac, but let's get to $1 first. That's going to be a huge undertaking to get to $1 first before we start looking at $2. Ah, Maria, the Trump token. It's a collectible, right? Good luck collecting. My 100 Trumps are not really good collector's items. I'll tell you that. Not good collector's items. You just ate tofu for the first time, trying new things. I don't know how people do it. I ate it. All right, so we make tofu. In fact, I just made some last night. Christoph. Actually, tofu, yes. So here's what I do. I get the big block of extra firm tofu, and I cut it up. Thirds, sixths, and sixths. So I get little cubes, right? You get little cubes, all right? And you put all those cubes in a bowl. And then you take a spicy Asian sauce. Spice, gotta be spicy. The spiciest you can find, right? You want spicy, okay? You put that in, right? And you make sure that that spicy sauce gets into the tofu, right? So you mix it up in the bowl, right? So all the little cubes of tofu are all covered, okay? And then you get some cornstarch, right? You sprinkle cornstarch in there, and then you sort of, it becomes kind of globby, but basically you have cornstarch then over all of the cubes. Put it in a pan on the stove with some oil, cooking oil, and you cook it with a lid about 10 minutes or so. About halfway, you flip them over, and then you add mushrooms. And you throw a bunch of mushrooms in there, okay? Meanwhile, you're also cooking on the side your other vegetables, you're cooking rice, right? Whatever else you want to add to it. So then, on the plates, you put on the rice, you put your tofu and mushroom mixture, add your other vegetables on top, and maybe you put a roll or something on the side. And that's it. Because we had people over who are vegetarians. And so when you have vegetarians, you don't serve meat. So that's how you do it. But the tofu is actually very good done that way. But yes, it's a spicy Asian sauce with a stir fry, Asian vegetables added to it, but the mushrooms in there as well with the spicy sauce and the oil, with the mushrooms there. It gives it this flavor that's actually pretty good. We've done it with eggplant before too, and we've added eggplant as another one of our vegetarian things. So anyway, there's my tofu take. What were you thinking? You disgust. It's not bad. It's not. But when you have some guests over who are vegetarians, right? It's all right. We can go without meat for a meal. Oh. Campo, you've got two cats. One's a bear and one's a bull. That's awesome. I got a bear cat and a bull cat. Oh. What is your freaking problem with me, David? God, I'm having fun. Shouldn't be worrying about... Man, you're not going to make it, David. You're not going to make it. Your dog gives you bad investment advice. Was it 9 cents in October 24th? I don't think it got that low. I was thinking maybe 11. October. Yeah, 11 was as low as it was in October. It maybe dipped to the upper 10s, like 10.7 here. I'm on the weekly, and I'm looking at like October 7th or so. So it dipped down to about 10.7, maybe hit 10.5. That's as low as it got right there before taking off. All right. I took the Doge pill January of 2021, been buying since then. I'm up bigly. I like that. I'm up bigly. You bought Bitcoin at 20K. Call me a genius is an understatement. It's not about you, dude. It isn't. It's not about you. Do I know Richard Fain? Under what context, Stephen? What context would I know Richard Fain? If your steak has crab legs, it's a crab. Oh, I like that. I was just explaining to you about my genius purchases because you said anyone who buys at the bottom of bear market is a genius. That's all. Sunday stream. Yes, Ryan. I'm on most Sundays right around this time. Most Sundays. You like tofu and a kimchi stew? The kimchi? Nice spicy kimchi? That'd be good. You got into some turbo action, Dustin, huh? Turbo. Yeah, that's one I'm not going to be buying, but good luck with your turbo. Oh, look at that run. Actually, turbo is looking pretty good for the month of April. Look at that. It hasn't come down. So 0.0048. Good luck. Good luck with your turbo. I don't know if that's going to be. Yeah, we were looking at turbo here back in October. We did draw this, and we had the 1 penny line on here for turbo. So we did look at this because I've got it on my chart. And I don't remember what we were saying there. It looked like a sort of classic topped out here at 128. But then in December, beginning of December, when everything else was going up, turbo came up and reclaimed that before dropping down 88%, 89% drop. So yeah, getting in here for the next leg up, probably not bad, but yeah, you missed the real bottom, but then everything was lower earlier in April. So yeah. Doge just didn't want to hold 1730. Just didn't want to do it. Bitcoin right around 95.5, 95.6, but Doge just didn't want to hold 1730. Maria, most other nights we eat real meat, but we had guests over yesterday who were vegetarian. I love me some good tofu. I've never really heard anybody say that before, but oh, I was with you until you ruined it with the mushrooms. Well, I'm sorry. Christoph is with me. Mushrooms are the best. Yeah, it's a good one, Christoph. Our Polish spicy sauce is bacon grease with a lot of pepper. Oh my God. Charlotte, that's hilarious. Oh. Vegetarians can eat eggs. Yep. Now, if you're the non-dairy type, right, and you take it that next step, that's different. We did not offer any tofu to the cat. Thanks, Maria. What do I have as a tax shelter? As a tax shelter? I don't. I just build in the capital gains taxes I'm going to have to pay on the crypto profits. There's not much you can do about that. So we do our typical sort of yearly donations. That's about it. No tax shelters. Yeah, Christian, you don't go there. You don't go there with vegetarians. You respect their beliefs. And when you buy USDC on Coinbase, is it on the ETH chain? Shemi, that's a good question. I don't know where the Coinbase USDC actually is. Is its own chain? I don't know. I never thought about that. I never thought about that. Last grok. Oh, I need a new grok. Let's recycle grok here. Oh, I don't want this crap. New chat. Thank you. Is USDC on Coinbase on the Ethereum blockchain? I don't know. Yes, USDC on Coinbase is primarily on the Ethereum blockchain as an ERC20 token. Coinbase also supports USDC on blockchains like Solana, Polygon, and Stellar, but Ethereum is the default for most transactions and custody. Always check the specific network when transferring USDC to or from Coinbase. So there you go. Grok can answer your question. So if the dollar crashed, what could happen to Bitcoin and Doge? I would think their prices compared to the dollar would actually go up, right? If the dollar is crashing and you're comparing it to a dollar. In the end, one Dogecoin always equals one Dogecoin. You can look at it in other currencies and see whether other currencies are holding up against the dollar, because it's a cryptocurrency. It's its own thing. If Bitcoin goes to 160, could Doge do 5x? Why would Doge do a 5x, John? If Bitcoin goes to 160, it's not even a 2x. Which is why I say Dogecoin most likely is going to outperform Bitcoin in the next bull run. Bitcoin goes to 160 from 95, that's not even a 2x. Right? It's like a 1.75x or something. And for Doge, that means highest Doge gets is 29 cents, because that would be the equivalent. It would be from here, 29-cent Doge versus $160,000 Bitcoin if they made the same gains. Doge could go higher. It needs its own catalyst, though. It needs something for it to 5x. It either does it or it doesn't. I need Doge to hit a dollar minimum badly, Lego. The Lego King. I need it to hit a dollar minimum. Well, I did a video on January 1st of my 2025 Dogecoin price prediction. And it's still in play here in May. Still in play. I sold some gold profit to buy Doge and Bitcoin. That's not bad to take a little gold profit and put it into crypto. If Doge doesn't hold 17.3, how low might it go? Yeely asks. So, I mean, we saw it dip here to 16.95. Before that, probably have support around 16.40. Would be right there, 16.40. We can look at the liquidation heat map and we can say, well, I mean, there's big liquidation right down to 17 cents. Is this yellow right here? That goes down to 17 cents. Below that, there's not huge leveraged long liquidations down below that. So I don't think it goes too much lower. I don't think it goes too much lower. But what we had this weekend, this pullback, I did predict that on Friday. But I bought here earlier this afternoon. $0.17. Wow, to the moon. No problem, Chevy. No, you can waste my time. That's fine. I learned it as well. I don't mind. If I don't know the answer to a question, I'll admit it. I don't know. So I go ask Grok. Grok tells me. We all learned. So yeah, hit me with the questions. That's okay. Some I know, some I don't. It's all right. True. Fed isn't cutting interest rates. I've been saying that for months. Tariff mess isn't over. Possibly. Too many uncertainties ahead. That's what's been keeping the markets down. I've been calling it since January. Markets don't like uncertainty, and we've had that since Trump took over as president, which is why I sold and took profits back in January. Stock market is not in bear market territory. Did you see what it did last week? That's not bear market stuff here in the stock market. That's not bear market. That looks like the stock market's going up to me. Look at that. Stock market is in bear market territory, and the S&P 500 from April 24th to Friday is up 6.5%. That is not bear market territory. No. But hey, you keep believing what you believe, dude. I can't save you, obviously. Why did you retract that message? Trillions of debt about to collapse, and you retracted that message? All right, dude. Sounding more and more like Anthony all the time. Whatever. Why don't you start your own YouTube channel then, dude? That's what you should do. You should just start your own YouTube channel, right? And see how you do. See how you do. He's a bad news bear. Yeah. Yeah, you retracted it, but I see it on my end. I see it. You typed it in and you hit enter, and I saw it. So you didn't know that, did you? You type it in and you hit enter, I see it, whether you retract it or not. Actually, N6N has been rather entertaining here because he called me a genius. So I can't ban him. I mean, he called me a genius because I did the exact thing that he said would consider someone to be a genius, and I did it. So the cat saw it too, exactly. See, even the cat saw it. Scaredy cat. Kriss sees all. I'm all knowing. Yes. You call Vision Pulse a genius too? Well, that just shows how much of an idiot you are. Because he hasn't made any money and I've made millions. So, hey, if more people want to go listen to a guy who's like all depressed and is going to leave crypto and hasn't made any money in 7 years in crypto and he hasn't made any money, and people want to continue to tune in to him, I'm just like, whatever. Whatever you want to do with your time, it's up to you. I know, it makes you want to buy some, doesn't it, Javier? Makes you want to buy. Oh, there's nothing between us at all. People in the chat keep bringing him up, and I'm just like, I watched some of his live streams to see what it was about. I got the vibe of what the guy's about. It's like, okay, but there's nothing between us. I kind of actually like the guy. I mean, he's grinding away, doing live streams every day, just grinding. I applaud that. I think that's awesome. But no, what he's doing is he's showing up, Harry. He's showing up every day. He does a video and he does a live stream every day. That's how you make it in YouTube. You just show up every day. And he does that. And that's awesome. I love the grinding, right? Just grind, 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 right? It's got a nice community there of people that tune into him every day. That's awesome. But for someone who speaks about Dogecoin so much, but he hasn't bought any. And then he says he hasn't made any money. And do you know why he hasn't made any money? Because he didn't buy Dogecoin in the bear market. If he had just bought Dogecoin in the bear market and held on to it, he would have made a lot of money. But he didn't do that. I don't know what else to say. But he did do something right in that on YouTube, he's a grinder. Shows up every day, does a live stream, makes a video. That's how you make it in YouTube. You grind, and he's a grinder. If I won 5 million in the lottery, what would you buy? Well, of course, Charlotte, I would buy shrimp for the cat. I would buy shrimps for the cat if I won 5 million in the lottery. Shrimp. Bonds, yes, of course. Put it all in bonds. Well, if I'm buying Dogecoin here on the dip, you know what I would be buying if I won lottery. A chunk of it would go into Doge. No, not with the feed again thing. No. My only feed account. Only feet. Only feet. Would I really buy any fart coin? Would I? No, I wouldn't. I'm not going to buy any fart coin. You guys and your fart coin, you can make money on it. You go right ahead. I've got nothing against fart coin. I'm just not buying it. You'd go and try and get your money back from those slot machines, wouldn't you, Charlotte? You owe me. I want my money back. Oh, Harry, you can pick any dates and time with any crypto. And yes, this crypto outperformed that crypto over that amount of time. Sure. But over the years, Dogecoin has outperformed almost every cryptocurrency. So again, whatever, dude, that's low IQ crypto thinking right there, dude. Low IQ crypto thinking. Fartcoin is going to come crashing down at some point in time, just like Pepe did, just like Bonk did, just like WIF did. WIF is down over 90% from its high in December. And it's just like, whatever. Anthony's here. Hey, Anthony, I got someone to introduce you to. Harry N6N. You guys are going to get along great. You guys are going to get along great. Anthony and Harry N6N in the chat at the same time. This is historic, guys. This is historic. Anthony and Harry N6N. Guys, introduce each other. Share notes. Right, go ahead. Share notes. Who's more of a bear? Who's more of a bear? Yeah, get that popcorn out, Charlotte. Come on, guys, duke it out. Actually, Harry, Dogecoin outperforms Bitcoin over the years. I already showed all of the receipts on that. Outperforms Bitcoin over the years. You want me to prove it? Sure, I'll prove it. Got an indicator here while you guys are getting to know each other. Anthony and Harry. Anthony and Harry. Where was that price thing? I just saw it the other day. Relative strength, price target. It wasn't that. Wasn't that one? Now it's going to bother me. Because I didn't save it as a favorite. It wasn't the multi-time periods. Ba, 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 ba. Down visible average price. That's not it. Not that one. I can't find it now. Too bad. Yeah, it wasn't that. Anyway, I'll have to prove it to Harry some other time. We're just going to give Harry a timeout. You can pick any time period you want, Anthony, and you can find one coin that outperforms another. It's not a big deal, dude. It's really not a big deal. And I can find another one that will show Dogecoin outperforming Bitcoin. Pick a date, October 30th, right? From Halloween to today. From Halloween to today, Dogecoin has outperformed Bitcoin, right? It doesn't matter. You guys are just, it's low IQ thinking. Low IQ thinking when you start playing those games. The trick is, what are you going to do right now? Right? What are you going to do right now? Are you going to buy on the dip, or are you going to wait for it to go below 10 cents? Like you and Harry N6N think is going to happen. So if you guys are waiting for 10 cents and I'm buying here on the dip, let's see who wins. Because I'm saying I'm going to win. Just like I did 2.5 years ago when I bought all that Dogecoin and all those other coins, which I sold for $2 million of profit. That's what you need to think of. Not what's the difference in price between when Trump became president today. It doesn't matter. What did you do about it? Are you buying on the dip, or are you waiting for some price that's never going to come? Even you yourself, Anthony, said 2-cent Dogecoin. And it's like, dude, come on. You're waiting for Doge to drop to 2 cents? Low IQ thinking. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Oh. I put Harry N6N just in a timeout. I didn't ban him. I just put him in a timeout because he was getting annoying. No, I didn't. I said I didn't call you low IQ. Because you just came here, right? We've been having this discussion for the last 45 minutes, right? And I said low IQ thinking is picking times of one coin outperforming another, whether it's fart coin or whatever it is. That's low IQ thinking. And I just repeated it when you said the same thing, picking 2 dates in time and comparing coins. It doesn't matter. The idea here is, how are you going to make money now, right? What can you do now to make money? I'm saying I just bought more Dogecoin, added more to my stash. That's what I said. What are you doing? You, Anthony, are waiting for 2-cent Dogecoin. Harry is waiting for 9-cent Dogecoin. I'm like, you're just going to be sitting there with Tether or whatever sitting there, and you're not buying anything. So you can put me on a timeout, Bibbles, just by leaving. You can just leave, right? You're free to leave. Goodbye. See you. Nigel, it's this other guy, Harry N6N. I put him in a timeout. I just farted. Pepino, I love it. Oh, I just farted. I know, right, TV? Farted. That's hilarious. Oh, God. Oh. Lego King's waiting for $1 Dogecoin. I like that thinking. Yeah, they troll me, but Charles, I've been in this game long enough. I just fire back because I'm winning. I know I'm winning. They're just. I like Anthony, Nigel. I keep Anthony around. I've not banned Anthony, even though there's a lot of things that. And David's an idiot too. Why don't you just join the crowd, David? Teaching Kriss how to stream. No, if they wanted, they can start their own YouTube channels if they think they're so great, but they don't. They just come here and troll me. Don't be an idiot with them, David. Really don't. Just don't do it, dude. It's a bad look on you as well. Love it. Absolutely love it.
All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge.
Hey, reset. Great idea. We've resetted. How we doing? Hey, look at Doge. Pushing up towards 17.3. Bitcoin, 95.7. Looks like it's trying to get up to 96. We'll see how that does. ETH made a little run up to 1840, now holding 1836. That's not too bad. Any other movers, though, today? Not a lot on my watch list. We can go to Coin Market Cap, and we can see over the past 24 hours, we've got Walrus coming back. Quant is up. This layer thing, again, I don't know what Soul Layer is, but seems to be doing all right. BitTorrent is up. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. We looked at what Deep Book was, and I was like, yeah, I'm not touching that. Flare, Form, Dex, Leo, Monero, Pudgy Penguins trying to come back after a bad week of trading. So those are the winners right now on the day. The losers, Floki's down. Theta, EOS, Render, IMX, Kaya. Fetch down a little. ETH Classic, VeChain, Graph, Algo. So yeah, there's some good things out there, but it's kind of an up and down day. kind of what we're looking at right now. Kind of an up and down day. If Powell does a no change on interest rates, that would equate to some positive market reaction. Nope. There are some people who get freaked out about it because they believe Trump and they think that there should be a rate cut. And if there's no rate cut, that means it's bad for the markets. I think it's just going to be a bunch of volatility that day on Wednesday, and the price will end up at the end of the day right about where it was at the beginning of the day. That's typically what happens. Typically what happens. Scoop up your Doge. Back up to 18 cents before you know it. The time is now. The time is now. To the moon. You mined some Dogecoin, Nigel? Yeah, 6 years ago. So that would have been 2019. There wasn't a lot going on with Dogecoin back then, but I guess mining was profitable because the price was so low, well below a penny. So Nikos is all in. Litecoin, Doge, ADA, and Jasmine. All eyes on Doge. Big run up. You love the BitTorrents? Ryan gifted a membership. Who got it? D Community. All right, D. Congratulations. You are a member of the channel. Awesome. Thank you, Ryan, for your generosity, spreading the love of the channel. Why buy the milk when you can download the cow for free on the internet? Oh. Let's go. I know, right? That's awesome. Yep. And Ryan, thank you. If we end the Fed, are you selling or buying crypto? I don't think ending the Fed is the right move. I don't think the Federal Reserve is that bad. The way it's set up, supposedly independent of the politics, right? I don't think that's so bad. I think there'd be more chaos than anything. Does that help crypto? I don't think crypto is really strong enough to be able to withstand selling if there would be massive selling. So, hey, Jay, drinks on you for the Doge dollar party. I look forward to it. That's going to be fun. And thank you for the super sticker, D. Appreciate it. Thank you. Sold my Ducati to buy more Doge. Right. And then what happens? Doge doubles in prices, and you can then sell the Doge and buy 2 Ducatis. 2 Ducatis. Yeah, love the dono as well. Thank you. You want to get more miners? Your electrical service is maxed out. Need more power. Need more power. We're having a big battle in the state of Massachusetts now on the electrical grid. People are finally starting to realize how bad it is here and how we've got to buy all of our electricity in Massachusetts from other states. And so we have this big carrying charge. That's why it's so expensive here. I mean, mining crypto in Massachusetts is just a fool's game because you're going to lose money. You might as well just buy the coin because you're just going to lose on the price of the power. Hey, we're doing great today, Raul. How are you? Manuel thinks the Fed meeting is going to surprise everyone. I don't. I think CME is still at like 90% or something of no change. Let's see. Let's see what they say. See what the latest and greatest is on the predictor for the interest rates. 96%. 96%, no change. 96%, no change. Now in June, it's about 63% no change, 35 for a change. July, what do they think for July? Oh, July, 54%. It's at least down 25 basis points. But for May, 96%, no change. I mean, I said that back in January. Go Celtics, boo Knicks. Yeah, Celtics in 5. Again, they'll probably lose 1 in Madison Square Garden. That's my guess. Same as last round. But we'll see. David or Anthony, you're gonna trade opposite Kriss. I'm like the Jim Cramer of Dogecoin. We'll see. So far, I've done pretty well. Told you guys I was going to take profits, and I took profits. Now I'm buying in 13 cents, 17 cents, buying back in. Right. F Eversource and that delivery charge. You know it, Taco. You pay it too. Exactly. We're screwed here in Massachusetts. That delivery charge just kills us. Ever notice that no government paid bribes are ever paid in Dogecoin? Cash is the true method of payment by criminals. Doge can only do good. Oh, Frank, I wish they were true. There are some people who do some bad things with Doge. It's not really out there though. It's not a huge amount, but yeah, it is out there because Doge is still a currency. Grab my neighbor's electricity. I've got my new neighbors are awesome. They're great people. I would not do that. But I like the thinking though, right? To make money, right? Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a surprise, Manuel. I don't think so. Yeah, that's right. A bit negative in the latest. Dogecoin remains stuck. More likely a buy, but only for a few pips of profit. Right now, short term, you're exactly right, Anthony. That's exactly right. In the short term, you got it. Can the market still pump with no rate cuts? Yes, but like Anthony said, a few pips of profit. Anthony's right. A few pips of profit. It's a good way to put it. It's not going to be a huge pump. There's no huge rallying cry right now. So, and Doug is correct. I do have the receipts. How much do you think to get Elon on an interview on the KrissPax show? That's not going to happen. It'd be cool though, but yeah, not going to happen. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, it was about 31 cents across my Dogecoin. About 31 cents. I know, Ryan. That's just because that's how it goes. People just like to troll, and some people buy into it. I don't know, but remember the first Dogecoin I sold back in December at 42 cents? And people were giving me crap back then when I told everybody I was going to start taking profits. And I sold some at 42 cents. And then a little bit later, people were like, "Oh, that was a pretty good idea to take profits then." And I was just like, "I know. Book some profit. If this is investing, and you kind of want to leave with more money than you started with." May 30th, Doge at 16.7. May 30th, Doge at 16.7. April 1st, Doge at 18.3. I don't know what you're saying. David is totally a bear. We've seen this before. But I get it. That's what you think. So are you shorting the market then? Or are you just trolling? Are you shorting the market? Are you putting your money behind your thoughts, or are you just saying it? Soda cans. Recycling soda cans. Exactly. That's why I like swing trading Meggle. It's like, why do you waste your time? It's just like, it's free money. It just doesn't cost me that much, and it gets me free money every time. Just make a little bit, just to prove I can do something and have fun. That's part of it. Just having a little fun. Ah, Venus, the old 10,000 new Doge every minute. Here we go again. Sorry, don't mean to. We've had this discussion many, many, many times. Just look over the past 4 years of Venus and do a calculation between Dogecoin and, let's say, Solana or Algorand, let's say, and how many more new tokens have been minted for Solana or Algorand over the past 4 years versus Dogecoin. The answer will surprise you. The answer is going to surprise you. I'll just say that. You're jealous of the next door neighbor mowing lawns for $80 a pop. Yep. But if you're investing and you get in at the right time, you'll make a lot more money through your investing than you ever will mowing lawns. I'm not going to go there. Good night, Charlotte. Well, David, what if it never makes it to $2? This is what I learned in 2021. And this is why having that experience in 2021, when I didn't take profit, and I was just holding for $1 and I didn't take profit, led me to have a different approach this bull cycle where I'm going to guarantee some profit for myself. I was talking about it for 2 years. Last summer, began to really talk about bull cycle, taking profits. My last video on that was actually in November, I believe, when the price of Dogecoin started spiking up post the Trump election. And I had a video about taking profits because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You don't know. Did I sell the very top? No. And I told you I wasn't going to sell the very top because you don't know when that's going to be. There is a narrative that Dogecoin never makes it back to 48 cents. That's still out there. because we don't know. It's sitting at 17 cents now. We don't know what Dogecoin's going to do from here. But if you're waiting for $2, we need Doge back to 40 cents. We can all be happy. You know, these live streams are a lot more fun when Doge is going up than when Doge is being challenged like it is right now. We do have a lot more fun. Granted that. Hey, Jason, still buying. Alpaca will crash, Anthony. They all do. Yep. And then it crashes back down. Out of the hundreds of thousands of new cryptos, right, that come in every week, how do you know which one is going to be an alpaca? You don't, unless you're an insider. Those are the ones that make money on those things. $69 by June, RR. I like your thinking. Not expecting it, though. Not expecting it. All right, gang. Hey, that's what we've got for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Do another live stream. I'm grinding it out, too. I keep showing up. So, yeah, David, but you got to live somewhere, right? You got to live somewhere. And my plan for 2025 was to buy a house cash where our family will live and we'll have no mortgage. And we made that. So that's why I took profits. Now, I'm still in the game and I'm holding long term on other stuff, and we'll play it out and we'll see what happens. But also included buying more Dogecoin today. I hope everyone has a great Sunday evening. Be back Monday afternoon for another KrissPax live stream. Hope you're all doing great. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.